Hello, good morning. All right, I would want to talk today on the polity of River State. All right, my name is Maxwell. I'm the convener of Reforms and Realities Nigeria. Right, Reforms and Realities MO here in Nigeria. Yeah, today I would want to speak on the realities and certain reforms that has come through here in Nigeria and then in River State especially. But before I do so, I would want to first of all congratulate our own governor on his resumption of office after the suspension as related to the heated crisis in River State, which is ubiquitous everywhere to as far as the east and outside the borders of Nigeria. It as well, it is topic for discussion that is well known. Every person is abreast of it. So, welcome, Mr. Governor. It is my prayer now that as you have resumed office, that things will go on well, that you have known, of course, your mistakes, and you have known where to draw the lines. And I should believe by now you have resumed office. You have been also able to filter your associates, your friends, your subjects. That is to say, your subordinates, persons who work under you and support. And then you can, wisdom also has come to you. You have been enlightened to the extent that now, I suppose, you can now tell for yourself a true advice and a misleading one, because I was so surprised at the time you had so many friends, you had so many persons running towards you, and then the essence was just obvious because these persons are persons who were antagonistic to your supposed leader, quote and unquote, as at then one who had worked for you and ensuring that you come to office. But then it requires no rocket science to know, or not voodoo to know that these persons wanted to spell doom to your administration. But as God may have it, I thank God everything had come and had ended just the way it has. No person died, even if the persons sustained some injury, body hurt, and damages of their household items and all that. But we just thank God that there is life, at least for the principals who are the active actors in this matter. All right, having said so, I also want to send appreciation to the president for his unconstitutional intervention. His constitutional, but on is constitutional, but informal or incongruent strategic intervention. Okay, I think that's best to say so. It is constitutional for the president to have intervened, but in the manner to which the president intervened and the level at how he intervened was unstrategic, was not to be expected, and was incongruent to the practices and processes of the Constitution as concerning that suspension and state declaration of emergency in Lagos State. But however, I think petitions are still there as a record, and uh, um, the suspension of state of emergency has come and it's gone. But then that's our judiciary system for you. Everything slows down, and then it is for a reason. However, I want to thank God today that I'm a Rivers man. Yeah, an aspiring politician and running also the rudiments and the tenets of politics and constitutionality as as it pertains to social welfare and civic rest. I'm happy today for how far Nyesom Wike has uh, developed or grown in his political career. Before now, in Rivers State, or within my ethnic extraction, Ikwere from Obiako, we used to know of Obiwale. I think that's the well pronounced name or renowned name people know as far as Obiako politics is concerned, as far as Rivers politics is concerned, and Ikwere man is the subject of context. But then I am so happy for the fact that Ikwere has now gotten a certain relevance in Nigerian politics because of this said man. And for me, it's about his stance, it's about his doggedness, it's about his political awareness and consciousness, it's about his ingenuity, it is about his style of uh, campaigning for acceptability or campaigning for endearment by the masses. It is about his strong stance. It is about his characters, quote and unquote, because it is relative, of course. So in some context, you might say he does not have good character. But for me, I like him for his being staunch, his firm ground on matters that requires a strong face. You know, as a leader, you just have to know when to be tough and when to be flexible. And I think for Nyesom Wike, he sure knows that. He's not a man who can just be tossed around. He has his influence, and it is a good thing that you speak when you should speak and remain quiet when you should remain quiet. It has its own good sides, it has its own strength, right? For us, Nyesom Wike is just a figure my there. He's just someone you should watch closely, someone you should study. If you're an aspiring politician, study him. Yes, he has some bad sides. What are those bad sides? Zero respect for elders and unable to dispense fairness. Of course, the world is not fair. You shouldn't expect fairness from people. But in the overall sense of it, he does things for which seeks his betterment. And the fact is that he also knows how to compensate. He also knows how to bring people together. He also knows how to award loyalty, and that's about him. You serve Wike for a reason. You get uh, good compensation and reward. There's this thing I have always told myself: your life changes. Any person life changes if Wike surely wishes to do you good. If Wike, Nyesom Wike meets you and desires to help you, my brother, your life don't change. No be play. Your life don't change. You forever remain. There are two. This is not to elevate him as God. No, Wike cannot take the position of God. But as you know, they say God, a man is God to man, like they say, and God walks through men to help men. All right, he does not just fall from heaven to help you. He walks through men. Here on earth, Wike is that God who is God to man. Wike is that man who God has sent to help you. If God has positioned Wike in your line, oh, you can imagine what's his name? Our governor, His Excellency Sir SIMINALAYI FUBARA Joseph. God positioned Wike for him. Now you can imagine, was Sir Fubara ever thinking of aspiring for governor? The answer is a big no. He is a seasoned civil service personnel officer. I don't never thought for one. He also never thought that he could aspire to that position of governor. Ask him. In his widest imagination, it didn't cross his mind. But because he was positioned in a place where service is evaluated, because he was positioned to walk side by side by a man who sees, who weighs, and then who rewards. Then Nyesom Wike was able to see him do his duties. Nyesom Wike was able to evaluate and see the chances, and then he now, of course, is a a decision maker. Once he said something, you must rally people around to support what he has said. He is such kind of person. I like Nyesom Wike. I like him. Yes, there are times which I feel he does things that are contrary to man's default conscience and justice. But then he's just someone you should watch closely and like him for who he is. I've seen him smile, and I could tell when laughter comes from your heart. I've seen him relate to people, and I know it is no mediocrity at all. I have seen him lambast people for wrongdoing. I have seen him give appraisals for persons who have done good. So Nyesom Wike is a man. Then he has his bad side too, like I said. What are those bad sides? He's a man who hates poverty. Nyesom Wike is the last person that to tell you does not like money. For him, money is everything. So after money is power. Take money and take power away from Nyesom Wike. Nyesom Wike is finished. Money and power, those are the two things. Heaven is secondary. Heaven is secondary. Nyesom Wike can give you anything. Don't just touch his power and don't take money away from him. So he will do everything in his power, everything within his ability, everything within his perimeter of strength to ensure that he remains within these. He has these two elements to his control: power and money. Power and money. Of course, you can see for him the big house he's living in. You can see for him how firmly he holds to his power. And I don't think it's a bad thing. Deploy every strategy at your disposal to ensure you remain relevant. That is his limit. That is his defined principle. Deploy every skill, every tact, every ability, every strategy at your disposal to ensure you remain relevant and within the controls of money and power. Shaking up. But then there is one thing that is very, very important for which is not within his control, and that is life, that is health, that is age. If you are left for years Nyesom Wike, he wouldn't want to die. If you are left for years Nyesom Wike, he wouldn't want to die. He would want to remain young, remain in health, keep firm control of power and money. My friend, I like him as an individual. I'm not saying this because I want his favor, in as much as I will appreciate his favor and reward. I'm not doing this video because I want anything. This is just me. It is just giving expression to how I feel. It is just being on my own and freestyling, just communicating because I love politics, and God knows as far as I live, I must play politics in this state. I am an Ikode man from Obiapo, Dunibo. I must play politics in this lifetime. I love power too, and I love money. All right, but my conscience and my principles are what defines my actions and interactions. All right, this is me, the convener of Reforms and Reality Real. Reforms, Ref, Reality, Real, Refreal with MO. I am Maxwell Okechukwu Ovunda, convener of Reforms and Realities Nigeria. Thank you so much. I will do subsequent videos and I will describe and speak on other personalities and the political realities as they unfold in Nigeria. However, there are also reforms which I'll be speaking on and certain reforms that has to be pushed out by the House of Assembly, National Assembly, and the presidency. There are so many of those reforms. When they come out, the good ones, I will speak on and applaud. But the where it is divergent, where it separates from what is a reality, where it separates from what is most attainable, where it separates from what is basic, where it separates from what is necessary, where it separates from what is truly the right of citizens, I would come to speak. Yes, I will come to speak. And also not just speaking, I will give my own opinion as to correct that point of divergence in the policy. So as together we can make Nigeria great. I used to tell my friend I believe the Nigeria will be great, but in recent time when he spoke, my friend Samuel Okuwe Chimene, Mr. Optimist, we call him because he's the CEO and founder of the Optimistic Foundation. All right, he has always been preaching a good Nigeria, better Nigeria, better Nigeria. Not until when the better Nigeria led him out of Nigeria to US. He has been in the US for some years now, though he went for studies, but now he's working and he's resident. All right, so he has left that to better himself before they're coming to better Nigeria. So the last time when we spoke, I was still telling him that, man, this our vision of Nigeria go better, brother. Truly, we know see Nigeria getting better in this our time. The responsibility we owe ourselves is to ensure that we groom those who will come after us because the corruption has eaten far into our fabrics, moral fabrics, and there is no man whom you put in that position now who wouldn't want a betterment of his life. If Nyesom Wike can do it and own the mighty house he's living in. If Felix Muzwa, who was the LCG then president during my time in the University of Port Harcourt, could siphon millions of naira and now living a big guy's life. If Ambassador Chijoke Huon, just within a short period of time when he is mentioned as local government chairman, could own what he owns currently now. If Robin Ehi, what's his name again? The just immediate past chief of staff, Edison Ehi, the speaker, Jumbo. If all of these young folks, with the little time they had, of course it was short, they knew it was going to be brief, so they seized the opportunity to do themselves well and ensure their life is secure and better. So what if I was given an opportunity? My dear, I will ensure betterment of my life, but not without ensuring also the satisfaction of my conscience. How do I do that? If I'm given such opportunity, I will see that things that are paramount must be meted out, must be done, while ensuring that guarantee my life betterment and that of my family members. You won't blame this guy for what they have done so far. Of course, they also did one or two social responsibilities and intervention for poverty elevation and eradication here and there. Chijoke at the time sponsored persons who want to go for MSc, like land. What else again? He bought vehicles for persons for there are so many persons who are unable to own vehicles. I think he gave them vehicles. What again did he do? Basically, yeah, I think these are core things that stands out. Then my best of them all was the sugar mayor they called him. This very handsome tall young man. Yeah. Uh, I think at the time he gave out keke buses to people to help boost their life standard. And the most important thing, my brother, that's why I like him. That's why he stands out for me. Those persons who rally with you when you were nothing. Don't forget them. Those ones who were your backbone, those ones who were your confidence. Remember them. Bring them closer, work with them closely, and ensure you give the dividends of democracy. Even with the little time you're there, you can still be the person who secures that person who secures your financial well-being and betterment, like I would say. It is necessary, it is expedient to do so. But then you must not eat everything. That is my problem with people. You mustn't eat everything. Eat some, but not to the detriment of the masses, not to the detriment of our collective oil wealth, not to the detriment of our collective wealth. Take small and then do more. Take small and do more. What you just need is a better life. You are in no competition with anybody. You have you're able to feed well. Your family is able to feed well. You're able to give and dispense health to your family members. You're able to help those gives little help offers to those ones around you and ensure people within your community fares well under your watch and leadership. That's all. That's what wealth is necessary for. Not to live in a lavish lifestyle. Not to live in so-called, my friend. You don't go nowhere with all of these things. In everything, just ensuring your betterment. You're living well. You're eating well. You wear a nice clothes. You drive good car, not exotic cars. You mustn't drive Lamborghini. What is the value of vehicle? Is it not to take you from one point to the other? Fast, yes. Convenient, yes. Comfortable, yes. Okay, but not like Dino Melaye, who would want to get every car. Look at his house and the gallery he has for himself. My dear, what are those things for? What are those things for? It abhors me. I feel very bad when I look at those things. They call it social media, whatever. Those things are wrong in the eyes of God and men. There are so much poverty. If all of us would contribute the little we have, we can eradicate poverty in Nigeria and ensure a good living. Not just the government, but we owe it to a responsibility as stewards whom God has blessed. You can't be having poor people within your community and you're driving with so many cars. How many cars will you drive in a day? How many cars will you be in at a time? I'm angered though, but then, so like I told Samuel, we can, like I told him, we can do well in grooming those persons who come before. What we need is orientation reformation. We have to reform the orientation they have got. Our children, those younger ones coming now, must not grow with this orientation that, man, it is to hell with them. Nobody, accountability is nonsense in governance. They should know that the constitution is to safeguard and checkmate our excesses as a government and as a people. That no person is greater than the other. That there is what they call true egalitarianism. Egalitarianism. Sorry, English is not our own, but I think that is what the word is. Egalitarianism. Egalitarianism. In an egalitarian society, that there is no such thing as one man bigger than the other, or that the law favors this one than the other. We must know how to, the court should know how to work effectively, that no case in a law court lasts more than 1 month. What are we having barristers? They just recently they called to bar. How many barristers? We have so many justices. What is court cases? What are court cases tarrying in the law court for what? These are just strategies as to make it frivolous for people to go file cases because they know you're the more if you want to go court, take someone to court now for trial, they'll tell you before they will hear your case every time before small time they have adjourned, small time they have adjourned before them go adjourn finish. You don't spend money. Why not drop the matter? Then it discourages the man who want to go to ensure that he's here and ensure justice is meted out for him. It denies him the right to do so. And all, we owe it a responsibility. If we cannot change it in our time, we must ensure that our children are well orientated, given the necessary orientation to do that which you cannot do. Was it not David in the Bible who took all what he had, got all every resources necessary to build God a temple, but he was unable to build that temple. Why? Not because he never had the willpower to do so or the resources to do it at that time, but because God denied him the right to do so and he left it for his son Solomon. He said, Solomon will build this temple. You get my resources and I will tell him the order in which he will build. It will not be our responsibility now to change Nigeria. It may not be, the onus may not be on us because we have been decharacterized. We have been scattered by corruption to the point that we are irredeemable. We know our values. If you can't let me put for government, my friend, I tell you for free, I will ensure my family is secured. Because why? How many persons can shout when they give Sim? Sim was a good man. He was just. He wanted good for the first people. But when the hammer fell on him by his leader, Nyesom Wike, how many rivers people came to the street and said, we no agree. This is our right. This man must sit on this chair. How many persons came? Every person, some person, just few persons came, and those persons who came were craving for their own pocket and satisfaction. The lot of rivers people, the lot of Nigerians minded their business. They went to their business on a daily basis. So, of course, Sim saw it that he was not winning the war. Okay, if you cannot beat them, you join them. It is very relevant. It is very validated in politics. So, in Rivers politics and Nigeria politics, that saying, if you cannot beat them, you join them, is very much validated. The masses don't know the power they have. They don't. Because if they do, they will know. We tried it during SARS and SARS. You saw the mind, you saw the power. If the masses know the mind, the power that they have, then we will demand what we need, what is necessary from these leaders. Who are they? How many can they kill? But how many of us would want to die? How many of us want to be the sacrificial lamb? For who? If they imprison me, who do they not go in prison? If I am in prison and every person's chickens out and every person's go to sleep, that is what causes dissentiment. So, like I said, sin trying to effect a change, the order in our politics here, at least in River State, he did a litmus testing, and it changed from blue to red, not even green. It changed. So he felt, okay, it is not worth trying for, so let me go and join them. And I tell you, he has come to do the least he could do. Very soon he'll be joining APC. I tell you, it is true. Watch it as it unfolds. All right, I was saying something before I use Sim as a case study. I was saying if I am being called into politics now, I will ensure betterment, secure betterment for my people, for my family, my immediate, not just my immediate family. I don't seek much. That's what spells the difference between me and them. How can I be called into a leadership position where there is money and I come back and I'm being poor? No, not as a corrupt man. I'm corrupt, but I'm reasonably corrupt to an extent. Reasonably corrupt. No person in Nigeria as of today will come and tell you they are not corrupt. Big lie. I am corrupt, but I am reasonably corrupt. I will not take that which will be detrimental to the masses, to the resources of the masses, or denying them value or a measurable dividend of democracy. I will not. I will stop here. I'm very angry. I will stop here and then get through to you the next time. Bye.